What's up, everybody? So as promised, here's an update to the Sonic Championship Sonic the Fighters arcade, and as you can see, it is running. I put in, or decided to go with the 2.5-inch Makvision LCD multi-sync, which allows any resolution from your standard to medium to your VGA connections, which would be the high def, I guess, in a sense, for it. But I think it turned out pretty well. You can see I got the screen working here. I put a new bezel around it that I had to trim down. The only problem is you can kind of see at the top and bottom of the bezel, it kind of cuts into the screen just slightly, so I had to shrink the screen a little bit to match. So that's why you're going to get some of the black bars on the left and right side, and you can see part of the frame here a little bit, which I don't really think is a huge deal. People are going to be paying more attention to what's going on the screen than actually looking around it. But I'm really pleased with it. There was some videos I was watching from the Makvision that they had complained about bleed-in from the lights, which is natural from an LCD screen, and you really don't see it too much with this. A couple parts here and there, but really, I don't really see an issue with it. And of course, from Galloping Ghost, they have a reproduction department, studio, I should say. They do vinyl reproductions of various like side art and so forth, and I asked if they could actually come up with the instruction cards that I originally had. So this is what they came up with, which is actually really identical. Actually, it is a direct scan from the original bezel itself. So I've got the move list at the top, and then at the bottom here I have the how to play, and it matches up with what I have. I actually kept the original bezel, so I didn't have to chop it up, but there is the original one here. And I mean, aside from the coloring, it's pretty much identical, really. The original that I have is a little bit brighter, but I think it turned out well. It gives it that kind of authentic look to it, and thankfully I didn't have to chew up the old bezel. And of course the control panel I need to clean up. Nothing's really changed down here. Everything works. It's just kind of dirty. I need to go through and kind of clean off some of those scuff marks. But those are natural. So I kind of wanted to stay that way. But yeah, so 25.5 Makvision screen, and the trimmed bezel, and the original glass over top. So, I mean, it looks great to me. I've even had a few people who have been over to see it say it looks great. So, we'll kind of get into some technical details. I'll open up the back side of this, and we'll kind of see how this all plugs in and how it works. Alright, so here we are inside the cabinet. You can see here on the right side is the original game PCB. That is all coming out here, and up this is actually the video cable that goes up into the back of the screen. You can see up there with the LCD monitor, it just takes a normal power adapter that you would find on a standard desktop PC, plugs directly into the back of the monitor, and automatically recognizes it, which is really nice. And then this little cable here coming down is actually the monitor control panel, where I can adjust settings such as brightness, the color contrast, stretching the screen or shrinking it to whatever I want, which is really neat. But yeah, it's actually really clean in here. Of course, a couple of years ago I replaced this. It's got an all new coin mech in it, and all that stuff has been rewired. As far as power goes, you can see here that I just led the power back and around and tied it into what used to be the existing power cable for the old CRT. I just simply cut off the Molex connector that was there and just tied in the power connector in and did the power ground and active. So then over here is the amplifier for the sound, which I actually need to test because I don't know if you heard from the earlier shot of the arcade that there is a little buzzing coming from the speaker, so I'm going to have to clean that off and figure out what's causing that interference. But yeah, and then you have the power supply down there at the bottom with everything all connected to it, looking nice and neat. So very happy. Yeah, kind of cool stuff. Just thought I'd give some technical detail on that. But yeah, that's the Sonic Championship Arcade. As always, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time.